you at the Cohasset Playhouse in Mr. Pym passes by. Well, I didn't think that was something Mr. Sands had dictated. He's more apt to bark.
Who's in here?
Nobody.
But you were talking to someone, Susie.
Meet Mr. Pym.
Oh, isn't he cute? Oh. Oh. How do you know his name's Mr. Pym?
Well, I was just typing something about Mr. Pym passing by, and there he was. So if his name isn't Mr. Pym, it ought to be.
Oh, you're right, Susie. He looks like Mr. Pym. Do you suppose he's lost?
I don't know. Are you lost, Mr. Pym?
They say it's good luck for a cat to come to your house.
Well, this isn't exactly our house, Vi.
I know. But, Susie, couldn't we...
No, we couldn't.
Why not? Cats just take care of themselves.
Can you imagine what Mr. Sands would say?
Just listen to him purr.
Yeah, well, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Come on, baby. Oh, he is purring, isn't he? Come on, Susie. Now. Goodbye, young man.
Oh, suppose he falls off.
He wouldn't fall off. Cats are very sure-footed, you know.
Good morning, ladies. Don't let me disturb you.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Sands. We were just admiring the view.
It's been there for 10 years.
He's in his Simon Legree mood this morning.
Susie, he's gone.
Oh, now, Vi, take it easy. You know what they say about cats. They have 9 lives.
And we've snuffed out every one of them. I feel like a murderer, a triple murderer.
Now, take it easy, honey. Look.
Mr. Pym! Oh, Mr. Pym. Mr. Pym, you came back. Oh, Susie, it's an omen. This cat wants us to adopt him.
Oh, I think it's the other way around. He's adopting us.
All we'd have to do is feed him and give him a place to sleep. Why, he wouldn't give us any trouble at all.
No, he wouldn't give us any trouble, but he would.
You could ask. Give him his coffee. You always say he's at his best after his first cup of coffee.
Oh, I don't even think that would help this morning.
He'll just have to take it black today.
Uh-oh. To match his mood, no doubt.
Oh, kitty, nice kitty. Come get his milk. Drink his milk like
Here's your coffee, Mr. Sands.
Thank you, Susie.
Mr. Sands, do you like cats?
I hate them.
They're supposed to be good luck, you know.
Not for me. I just lost a juicy commission because of one.
Oh, come on now.
I'm not kidding. Edmie Esmond turned down the lead in The Cat's Paw because it has a cat in it. She's allergic to them.
Well, that's a pretty silly allergy.
So's sauerkraut, but a lot of people have it.
But you ought to do something about it.
She does. She stays away from cats.
Oh. Mr. Sands, do you mind if I ask you an if question?
An if question?
Well, here's my question. Suppose Sylvia, you know my friend Sylvia?
Yes, I know your friend Sylvia.
Well, suppose Sylvia found a cat, a perfectly beautiful cat, and she wanted to keep it in the office. Not forever, of course, but until she decided what to do with it. If you were Sylvia's boss, Mr. Goose, what would you do about it?
Well, if I were Sylvia's employer, Mr. Guth, I would tell Sylvia that it's against the building regulations to have a cat in there, and that anyway, a cat has no business in a business office.
But then you're not Mr. Guth, are you? You're much more intelligent and understanding and kind-hearted.
Susie, when you talk like that, you have either done something or you want something. Which is it?
Oh, neither one, Mr. Sands. I just deem it a good secretary's duty to respect and admire her employer. But I can see it's not reciprocal.
He drank almost all of it.
Now, you know what they say, Vi. If you feed a cat, you'll never get rid of it.
Who wants to? Look.
Oh, isn't that cute?
He climbed in all by himself. Did you mention anything to Mr. Sands?
Yes, I hinted something.
Did he hint something?
No, in about 6 different ways.
Susie.
Susie, how about some more coffee?
Oh, yes, sir. Coming right up.
And put some cream in it this time. You forgot it before.
Oh, well, we haven't any cream. We just ran out.
And no wonder. Is it good out of a saucer?
Oh, it wasn't for me.
I'm so glad. Now, where is that cat? That hypothetical cat that Sylvia supposedly found.
Oh, that cat. Oh, well, you have to ask Sylvia about that.
Where is it, Susie?
Oh, that cat? You mean the cat in the hot tin pile?
Yes, Susie.
You'll find it under M for Mr. Pym.
And now you will put it under O for out. Out, but quick.
We put it out once, but it came right back.
Then take it to the pound. It won't come back from there.
Take Mr. Pym to the pound.
Mr. Pym.
I know you don't like cats, Mr. Pym, Mr. Sands, but perhaps you don't realize that in Egypt, cats are considered sacred.
And in India, cows are considered sacred, but that doesn't mean I have to keep one in my office.
Well, it'll keep you from running out of cream.
Get that cat out of here.
Yes, sir, but don't blame me if we have all kinds of bad luck around here.
I will take that chance.
Susie, what do they do with them at the pound?
Oh, they just keep them for a little while and try to find a good home for them.
And if they don't? Well, I'd take him home, but my landlord doesn't even allow children.
Yeah, it's the same with mine. He wouldn't even allow people if he didn't have to. Bye. Get me Mr. Sands' suitcase in my closet.
Are you going somewhere, Susie?
No, but Mr. Pym is.
Oh. Is that a new bag?
Yes, Mr. Sands just bought it. Here, help me. This thing's got a breeze, you know. Oh, right here. So, you see, Sandor, you really need a cat. Imagine owning a restaurant called the Black Cat and not having one.
Well, there is plenty to eat here, and there is a large garden in the back.
Yes, I thought so. Of course, we wouldn't give him to just anybody, you know. Well, I think you ought to have a look at him. Bye. Here he is.
Oh, Mr.
Oh, it is charming.
And he has such a nice name, Mr. Pym.
Good. I'm going to call him Laszlo.
But you will take him.
Of course. Kessenem Sepe, thank you very much, little.
You will let us come to see him, won't you?
Of course. Oh, Latsika, Putsika.
Bye. Let's go now. Not turn back.
Doesn't it have an empty feeling?
Well, we just had that little cat for such a short time.
I just can't forget him.
And getting a book on cats won't help you forget him. Cats Are People by Sigmund Hoffner.
And they are, too. There's a theory that famous personages come back to the earth in the form of cats.
I think I know a couple.
Well, did you get rid of that animal?
Yes, sir.
Good.
That's what you say.
What did you bring this out for?
Oh, I had something to deliver.
I'll bet I know what.
I think I hear my phone.
That was a very expensive bag, Susie.
Well, I couldn't very well take him out of here by helicopter.
Okay. But be sure to have this office aired out before Edme Esmond comes here tomorrow. I told you she's terribly allergic to cats.
And I'm getting very allergic to people who don't like cats.
That was my phone, Susie, and it was Sandor. Mr. Pym's disappeared.
Oh, no.
Oh, I know he'll be run over. All that traffic out there.
Here, come on, drive it. Come on, baby. Here, here. Uh-oh, here's the boss.
Good morning, Mr. Sands.
Good morning, Clyde. Good morning, Susie.
Good morning, Mr. Sands.
I thought I'd get in early this morning, but you seem to have gotten in even earlier. Are you feeling all right?
Mr. Sands, that kind of sarcasm is very easy.
You have many virtues, Susie, but punctuality is not one of them. What's on the calendar?
You were going over the fielding contracts this morning. You have a luncheon appointment with your lawyer, and at 2:30, Edme Esmond is coming in to see you. That's all.
Oh, that reminds me. I think I may get Edme to do that part after all. Would you get me a script of The Cat's Paw, please?
Yes. My grandmother always used to sing that.
Did she ring every hour on the hour? Thank you. Maybe I got here too early this morning.
Susie. Shh. The cat woman's here.
The what woman?
Well, you know, the one you told me was allergic to them.
Oh, no. Edme Esmond? Well, what's she doing here now? Stall it till I get the kitty out of the way. Well, Miss Esmond, we didn't expect you till this afternoon.
I know. Wait till I tell you what happened. Could I have a glass of water?
I'll get one for you.
Are you all right?
Well, you see, I was on a bus, and this woman sitting next to me was carrying one of those large canvas bags. You know, the kind they carry animals in?
Yes.
Well, I had this funny feeling. And I looked and I saw that she was carrying a cat in that bag.
Oh, no.
I just had strength enough to stagger off the bus and toss her up here. I'm sure Peter won't mind my pulling myself together here.
Oh, of course not. We'll find someplace better for you to pull yourself together.
Here, Miss Esmond.
Oh, my dear, you saved my life. Oh, there I go again. There isn't a cat around here by any chance.
Oh, perish the thought. Come along, my dear, in here.
That's a nice boy.
I do hope you won't mind my barging in on you like this, Peter.
Of course not, Edme. I understand perfectly. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you're here. I want to talk to you again about the cat's paw.
Oh, please, don't mention that word.
Now, look, I have gone over this script very carefully, and the cat is completely unnecessary. It's only used for a sort of silly symbolism. So, why don't we get Tex Johnson to eliminate it? Simple, isn't it?
Very simple.
Well, I think it's a perfectly wonderful idea, Peter.
Susie, you call Tex on the phone and talk to him about it.
Me?
Yes, well, I think perhaps Tex and I are a little too close.
All right. Vi, get me Tex Johnson on the phone. When did you develop this allergy to cats, Miss Esmond?
Oh, I remember exactly. It was right after I got out of dramatic school. And this other girl and I... Gwen Yerrick was her name. We were up for the same role. And then it was my turn to read. A large yellow cat brushed my legs. I became violently ill.
Oh, yes, and naturally the Yarrick girl got the part.
Naturally. She made a play for the producer. The cat.
Hello? Oh, Mr. Johnson. This is Susan MacNamara, Mr. Peter Sands' secretary. Mr. Sands asked me to call you about one of our clients, Miss Edme Esmond. Yes. Well, you know she isn't particularly fond of cats. And if you would consent to eliminate the cat, she would... Mr. Johnson? Yes, I'll be sure to tell her. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. It's been an education talking to you. Bye.
Well, what did he say?
He said, for over 4,000 years, certain people of taste, discrimination, have recognized the charm and intelligence and virtues of the cat. Baudelaire wrote poems to cats, Goya painted them, and Gautier wrote a book about them. And Mr. Johnson says if Miss Esmond expects him to destroy his play by eliminating the cat, Miss Esmond is, and I quote, a low-grade moron, and something else I prefer not to read.
Miserable hack! Doesn't he know that cats are the companions of devils and witches? And in spite of Gautier and Baudelaire and Goya, I'm deathly ill if they come within a mile of me. I'm in a nest of murderers.
Believe me, Ed, I had nothing to do with it.
You get out of here! So sorry.
Get that cat out of here. You'll hear from me in the morning, Edby, when you're feeling better.
And you'll hear from me. Naturally, I shall not keep you on as my agent. I won't know until tomorrow how much I can sue you for.
That you have just cost me a very important client is distressing. But more important is the fact that you have deliberately flouted my orders about keeping that cat in the office. And you have seen the consequences. Now, if you prefer a stray alley cat to your job or to me, that is quite all right. But remember, there is not room in this office for the three of us. Now start counting.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand, Mr. Kramer. Not everyone is equipped to live with a cat. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks very much.
Any luck?
Just try to give a cat away and you'll find out who your friends are. They either have a cat, they can't have a cat, or they're about to take a short trip around the world. Where, oh, where is the spirit of Baudelaire, Goya, and Gautier?
I didn't see them on your list.
Honey, did you talk the superintendent into taking care of Mr. Pym?
We said he'd keep him in the basement for a few days until we could find a home for him.
Good.
Oh, it just doesn't seem the same without Mr. Pym.
Well, everything would have been all right if that Edme Esmond hadn't come tottering in when she did. You know something? I don't think she has an allergy to cats. I think it's all in her mind. Psychosomatic.
My, what an impressive word.
Psychosomatic? Oh, well, I learned that when I went around with Dr. Palmer. You remember Dr. Palmer, don't you? He was branching out in psychiatry when I went with him. You know something? I think that Edme Esmond could use a good psychiatrist.
I don't care what that woman needs.
But I do. If we could overcome that alleged allergy of hers, not only would we get her back as a client, but we might talk Mr. Sands into coexisting with Mr. Pym. This idea has infinite possibilities.
I'm afraid the idea is too big for a Susie.
As Grandmother MacNamara said, nothing is ever too big for the MacNamaras. Now, let me see. Where is his number? P. Well, she did say that it all started when a catty rival took a part away from her.
That's very interesting, Susie. You know, that possibly just might be the key to the whole situation. Oh, I believe your guest has arrived.
Miss MacNamara,
Miss Esmond.
this is outrageous. When you wired me to meet at 332 East 44th, I had no idea it was this feline fire trap. The black cat. The very name nauseates me. And where is Tex Johnson? I thought he was coming here to apologize to me.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry he was delayed. But this is Dr. Palmer. I've been telling him about your allergy.
How do you do, Miss Esmond? Yes, I'm rather fascinated with your case. It's a phenomenon of a rare type.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I must tell you of my symptoms, but I'm afraid that would take hours.
Oh, I have all the time in the world, Miss Esmond. Please, won't you sit down?
Take it away. Go, take it away.
Very interesting.
I feel an attack coming.
But this isn't a real cat, Miss Esmond.
Of course not, but the very thought.
I see. Then it's the thought of the cat that upsets you, not necessarily the animal itself.
Why, yes.
Miss Esmond, have you considered the possibility that all this is a result of your experience with a girl named Gwen Yarick, who took a part away from you once, and whom in your mind you associated with a cat?
Why, Dr. Palmer, how did you know about Gwen Yarick?
Well, I told him, Miss Esmond.
Miss Esmond, perhaps you're confusing the symbol with the fact. Now, you were afraid of this girl, Gwen Yarick, weren't you? You feared that she might take a job away from you which you wanted very much. You considered her a cat, and you became violently upset. And it was just at this moment that you saw a real cat, and you blamed your upset on it.
You know, that makes sense.
Even with the limited facts at my disposal, I would say, Miss Esmond, that yours is a false allergy. And now that you have a firm reputation as an actress, well, you can see you have nothing to fear from this cat, Gwen Yarick.
Oh, Miss MacNamara, why haven't I met this man before?
I might say the same of Miss Esmond.
Excuse me, Miss Susie, but your friend wants you to come to the office right away. She says it is very important. I think it is about Laszlo.
Oh, I might have known. Just when it was getting interesting. Well, will you forgive me?
Certainly.
Run along, darling.
Goodbye.
Oh, Susie, wait till I tell you.
I know Mr. Pym has escaped from the basement.
But that isn't all. Go on. Go on. Go on.
And he's back in his bed.
And wait till you see why. I guess we made a mistake.
But what a wonderful mistake.
Oh, Susie,
Oh.
just think. We're grandmothers. Oh.
What is going on?
I guess you can put us all out on the street now, Mr. Sands.
Susie, if you have... Gosh.
Here. Take it. Hello. Oh, yes, Miss Esmond. Really? Oh, that's wonderful. I'll tell Mr. Sands right away.
How many are there?
6.
Mr. Sands, that was Edna Esmond. She just spoke to Tex Johnson and accepted that part.
But her allergy.
Well, a friend of mine talked her out of that. And she says she wants to use our cat for the lead in the play. He brought her luck.
Oh, Susie.
Oh, and I said that I'd have you take care of the deal, Mr. Sands.
Well, I've handled hillbillies, sword swallowers, and performing seals. Why not a talented cat?
Mr. Pym's becoming a great actress.
Well, under the circumstances, don't you think it would be better if we changed his name to Sarah Bernhardt?